Hey everybody, NCWQ here. Today is 11/22/2024 and the time is 10:36 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have y'all looking at Google Earth, and we are looking at Grindavik over in Iceland and the Blue Lagoon area. And that is because we have Reykjanes volcano is erupting again. And this Icelandic volcano has been previously dormant for 800 years. It is erupting again, and this is, I believe, the seventh time that it has erupted. This volcano on Reykjanes Peninsula in southwestern Iceland began erupting at Sunnukar on Wednesday night and peaked at about 2 a.m. local time Thursday, according to the Icelandic Meteorological Office. It has prompted evacuations at the Blue Lagoon, which is an Icelandic tourist destination, and the nearby town of Grindavik. West Iceland's volcano is a rift activity volcano, which involves the Earth being pulled apart in two directions through the mid-Atlantic ridge rather than a cone erupting magma through the central pipe. Thomas Algeo, a professor of earth sciences at the University of Cincinnati, stated, "The type of eruption is much less dangerous because most of the activity involves slowing moving basaltic lava flows. It's a style of volcanic activity that is effusive, slow-moving, not violently eruptive, like what would be the case with a subduction zone volcanic system. The fissure that was created on Wednesday night stretched about 1.8 miles long, according to the country's meteorological office, and this is the volcano's seventh eruption this year. That's many times for a volcano to erupt within a year. These types of eruptions are spectacular, and because once a fissure opens up, a large supply of magma oozes out. The eruption activity is typical for these types of systems," said Sean Wilsey, a geology professor at College of Southern Idaho, who has been conducting live stream tours using drones above the lava flows on YouTube. Once the lava erupts, the pressure is relieved and magma starts to fill into the shallow storage zone below, repressurizing the system and setting the stage for the next eruption, Wiley said. Wilsey. It's known that this region goes through these episodes where there are lots of these eruptions, said Filter, who has flown drones into eruption gas clouds to collect samples and analyze the composition of the carbon for his research. By Thursday afternoon, the lava had reached the parking lot of the Blue Lagoon, which is up here. This is the Blue Lagoon, and consumed a service building. There is no danger to the area, and the flights out of the Keflavik International Airport have not been affected, according to the Civil Protection Agency. Gas emitted from the eruption is expected to move south and out to sea, according to emergency officials. Video taken from Grindavik show rivers of fast-moving lava flowing from the rift zones where the lava can be seen spewing from the ground. The ongoing eruption is significantly smaller than the eruption that took place in August, according to the Meteorological Agency. Iceland is known as a hotspot for volcanic activity. There are 32 active volcanic systems in the region spread across 3 rift zones, spread to the north, south, and west, all part of the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, a mountain range that runs down the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And we'll show you where that is. So you can see this is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge down here. And it follows, and if you can follow it, you can see the Mid-Atlantic Ridge follows all the way down here. So this is the Mid-Atlantic Ridge that goes all the way down. But in Iceland, the mountain range comes above the ocean, certain due to excessively high production of magma in that area. Iceland's western rift zone also known as Rectain's longitudinal rift zone, was active prior to the 13th century. These types of eruptions tend to have every 1,000 or so years. The big question is this going to continue on for centuries, Wilsey said. In 2021, the volcano in western Iceland became active again. There have been 10 eruptions since there, 7 of which have occurred in 2024, according to the Icelandic officials. During the last 800 years, the majority of volcano activity were in the north and east volcanic zones, both lightly populated regions. But western Iceland, which includes the capital Reykjanes, is highly populated. They were in a nice little valley up in the mountains, and so that lava was pretty well contained, Wilsey said, adding that lava in those regions are tourist-friendly eruptions that can be enjoyed with little threat. And this is the 7th time that this volcano has erupted. This eruption began Wednesday at 11:14 p.m. local time. And if you recall, this volcano has a hot spot that straddles the mid-Atlantic ridge, and this area has become familiar with eruptions. This area that is erupting is 30 miles southwest of Reykjavik, and it has seen a surge in volcanic activity. This area has been dormant for 800 years and is now experiencing something of a geological renaissance. I'm trying to figure out these new lines that are on here. So they are showing new lines on Google Earth, but I'm not sure what these new lines are. That is something that is new that has been on my Google Earth now. Um, this activity will go on for many decades, possibly decades, and this is coming from Tamsin Mather, professor of earth science of the University of Oxford. Volcanism doesn't happen in smooth fashion. It happens in pulses of activity and then quiet again. The crown of Grindavik, home to 3,800 residents, lies at the epicenter of the seismic activity, already battered in previous eruptions. The latest event has forced the evacuation of 50 homes and even iconic Blue Lagoon Resort. So again, when we look over here, this is Grindavik here, and you have the Blue Lagoon, which is right here. So I believe the resort is over here as well. I'm not sure exactly where the resort is. Shows there's a restaurant here. There's a Blue Lagoon there. This is the retreat, so maybe it's over in here. You have the geothermal Svartsengi geothermal plant is there. I'm not sure where the resort is. It shows a car parked there, so maybe the resort is right in here somewhere. One particular concern is harmful gas emissions, which poses a significant threat to residents at the nearby. If wind is blowing in the wrong direction, you could get really bad impacts of air quality in Reykjavik, for example, which is a major area of population in Iceland. Um, Despite the challenges, authorities report no immediate threat to air travel, a given relief that is given the disruption caused by 2010 eruption of the Eyjafjallajökull. Uh, that was an eruption of another volcano. Um, Sorry, that one is hard to pronounce, which grounded flights and worldwide flights for months. Geologists warned that these eruptions could persist for decades or even centuries. So this may be something that is ongoing and not something that will end anytime soon. So now we turn to our next news piece, and for that one, we're going to go off of the coast of Alaska. So let's go to Alaska as we have another story. We're going to go to the Chulki Sea. So we want to go to the Chulki Sea. And for those following along, this is the sea over here. This is the Chulki Sea. And the other one is the Beaufort Sea. So we're going to check where the Beaufort Sea is. So Beaufort Sea, because we found the Chulki Sea, and this is the Beaufort Sea. The Beaufort Sea is over here. So we want this sea here and this sea here. So we're looking at both of these right here for this next story. So we're looking at an underwater volcanic-like structure, which is spewing gas off Alaska's coast, U.S. Coast Guard has stated. Mapping in the Chulki and Beaufort Seas off Alaska has uncovered a 1,640-foot tall structure on the seafloor, but scientists say it's too early to determine the nature of the discovery. Scientists working alongside the U.S. Coast Guard have discovered a 1,640-foot tall structure that looks like an underwater volcano off the coast of Alaska. So I'm not sure exactly where it's at. Maybe this might be it here. This might be the area. They don't give an exact um, location for it, but this is what I'm thinking. This might be what they're looking at here. So we're just going to pinpoint that that might be it. The structure may be spewing gas based on data collected from the water above it, but scientists still aren't certain. Whether the structure turns out to be a volcano or not, it is 5,250 feet deep at the shallowest point, meaning it poses no risk to navigation, according to the statement. Researchers found the previously unknown structure during a three-part mission aboard the U.S. Coast Guard icebreaker Healy to map the ocean floor and the Chukchi and Beaufort Seas. Although analysis is ongoing, these findings are exciting and offer insight into what may exist beneath the ocean surface, much of which is unknown in this region. Megan McGovern, the commanding officer of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration Fairweather ship who took part in the mission, said in the statement. Scientists discovered the structure during the first leg of Healy's ongoing mission, which is investigating a portion of the Alaskan Arctic Coast Port Access Route Study, or Arctic PARS, area along the north coast of Alaska. Arctic PARS is assessing the potential for new shipping routes along the entire U.S. Arctic coast, from Cape Prince of Wales on Alaska's Seaward Peninsula to U.S. border with Canada near Gordon, Alaska. The second and third legs of the mission will invite early career scientists to conduct various kinds of ocean-based research, including mapping the seabed and sampling water to fill gaps in experts' understanding of these remote areas. The Healy's dataset won't be released for a few more weeks, but there's certainly little to no information available about new structures to draw conclusions from, said Tim Orr, a volcanologist and research geologist at the Alaska Volcano Observatory, who was not involved in the discovery. While we are waiting for the data release, our current understanding of the general area where this feature was found is that young volcanoes are not probable in that location, or told Live Science in an email. It is possible that the gas detected above the structure was related to a process other than volcanism, such as deep buried hydrocarbon reservoir. There are submarine volcanoes in Alaska, like the emergent volcano Boguslav, but those are located in areas of known volcanism, unlike the feature reported by Healy. So let's show you a picture which they show. So this was a very interesting picture. And this is a picture that was picked up. So that is very interesting looking. This does look volcanic, but at the same time, he kind of looks like a building. Anywho, just my 2 cents. And, it could be this area here. I'll leave it to you guys. What do you think? Anyways, I saw the article and I thought that it was very interesting. Anywho, that is all I've got for you guys right now. I hope y'all are doing well. Please be safe. Please take good care of yourselves. And we'll keep an eye on what's going on. Remember to tell somebody you love them. Remember, tomorrow is not always promised. Much love. I love you and have a great day. We'll see you in the next one.